So today, MSDHQ, we've got Mark Felix down. It's going to be part one of hopefully a little series we can do on fixing Felix. So we're going to be just looking at his log press today mainly. We're going to go for a press session, but it's going to be, this is my first time seeing Mark in person do his log. So we're going to go through any restrictions in position that he's got, try and iron them out, make sure that he's in the most efficient position to press from, and just take a look at his technique and just how he moves and stuff with the log, and hopefully iron out some issues. Obviously not looking for miracles in the first session, but if we can get like some small improvements and cues that we can work on as time goes on, that's kind of the goal of today's session, and hopefully we can get Mark some more points in his next couple of comps on the log press. This first rep, what I want you to do is lock it out and just hold it for like 10 seconds in the lockout position. I want to just look at your body basically. Okay. That's not so bad. Yeah. See, that's nothing like I've seen you lock out before.
I've been trying to work on it. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, that's nothing like the last few log videos I watched of you. Yeah. You weren't in that position. So have you been doing something recently?
No, well, just my stretches. And everything
But
else.
also, you were really concentrating when you did that before. Usually you just wang it up.
I've seen a lot of people, because a lot of people record themselves teaching you how to log, and they all say the same thing, which is you need to be faster, explosive with your legs, and you need to time the press better, which are good cues, but for you are bad cues, and that's why you're struggling with log, is what you need to get better at on log is you just need to get stronger. Because when your leg drive and your timing is wrong, you make it harder than actually just pressing it. And what's your best, like, you said you incline bench, don't you? And you do...
Yeah, I did 5 feet I said an incline bench in the past, but
Yeah.
I've done it for ages.
So, but when you're, what do you bench press then? What kind of strict pressing exercises do you do?
I do dumbbell press.
Yeah. So what weight dumbbell presses?
I'll go up to like 60 each side for 8.
On a shoulder press. Yeah. Right. Okay. Because if we can get you in a position that is like incline bench style, and get you to just press with your shoulder and tricep strength, we take away all that technical cue, all the thinking about timing and leg drive and everything. Because how many times have you tried to fix that? Like, and it's not worked. So if we just keep doing that, we just might as well smash our head into the wall. There's nothing to get anywhere. So we need to teach you how to log like Mark Felix, instead of trying to teach you how to log like everybody else logs. So we need to just find. So basically, the first thing I wanted to fix your lockout position, first of all. But that's fine. So we don't actually need to fix that. So the next thing we need to fix is how to get as much power into the log without needing these, just using shoulders, triceps. Because the reason why is because you don't need a 200 kilo log. You need a good enough log to make sure you get the points in the comp. Yeah. So in my head, I'm thinking like 160-ish. And to me,
That will give me a good point.
to me, you've got a much better chance of strict pressing that if we teach you the technique of how to strict a log properly than push pressing it. Because we take away all the things that you're not good at. We take away the timing, the leg drive, being explosive and all this stuff. Because if you push a log really fast here, if you don't time that press so that you accelerate it, you'll end up stopping, and then it's even harder to get it going again. So what we need to do is, what I'm going to teach you today is, instead of being vertical like this, I want you to lean back a little more, and I want you to be in this position, and I want elbows facing the ground, instead of being up high, facing the ground, so that elbow and wrist are facing the ceiling. And then we're going to press, keeping our head back, lock out, and then head goes through last. So it's completely different to what you've been doing previously. And because it makes it simple. It makes it like, you pick the dumbbells up, you press them, or you unrack the incline bench and you press it. And then the beauty of this is, it's going to be consistent. You're not going to have a rep that's shit, a rep that's good, and then just hope it comes together on the day. We're just going to get you strong. That makes sense? Yeah. So that's it. Log handle's a bit tilted further down, so you'll get a better rep. So see, it sits better on the eccentric there. There you go. And through, that's good. Press it through. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's good. This is going to work really well. I can just see it. Sometimes you can just see powerful positions. Sometimes you can just see when someone's able to generate force in a certain position. It looks fine. I think that's all it needs. I think we just need to, honestly, I think we've just been overcomplicating it. And this is the problem with people, that they have like one method to teach something. Yeah. And sometimes that doesn't work. And if you just keep beating it into somebody, it doesn't, it's never going to click. Yeah, just do 3 again. But this time, let's try and get the first rep where the log's not too far that way, yeah? Yeah, it's better. Get that lean back a little bit through. Perfect. There you go. You're getting it. Fine. Perfect. Was it? Yeah, it looks fine. Yeah. What you're doing as well, that's good. You're doing it naturally as well. This is a good thing about this technique. The reason why it works for people like you is because you can feel the position, and just before you press, you're doing that. So you're actually getting power by going into extension and a bit of flexion for your abs. So you're going like this. And what you'll find is the heavier this gets, it'll naturally push you a little further back. And I reckon when we get to about 100, you're going to go even further back, and that'll be the sweet spot. You could go a little further back. There's a sweet spot. You're not quite hit it yet, but. Like I say, today's more of a find something that we can work with going forward. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Perfect. Well done. We'll do one more set of that in a minute, because that looked really good. I just think we need to build some strength.
Yeah.
I think.
You have to.
Yeah, I just think we just need to build strength. There's nothing, we don't need to, your position's like loads better than the videos I watched.
Yeah.
So whatever you've been doing, there's obviously worked, because like I say, all the videos I was watching, you were kind of locked out like this. You look like you were back and hips were tight and stuff, but you're quite through. You looked good. Perfect. There you go, you're getting the groove. Easy,
That's night and day different compared to how it has been.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just flexing.
Yeah, because
It's like a bit of leg drive, but it's just enough.
Because when you get that position, you start to go, oh, if I just do that a little bit, and then that's why I say you get more leg drive out of it, doing it that way, because it just flows naturally, it just happens. You're like, oh, if I do this, it goes up, that. Really simple movement. Lovely. And you're doing good keeping your head back, because when you keep your head back, you can stay in this position and you look at the log, and then you can grind the press. The problem with putting your head through like this is you just get stuck and you're just in no man's land, just with triceps to lock out. As soon as you're here, you can get chest involved, you've got more stability for your lats and everything, and you're able to lock out. With the neutral grip, makes a big difference. I think you've been really taught by people that seem to know a barbell really well.
New territory, isn't it?
Lovely. There you go, through, perfect. Yeah, you just need to. It's good, I'm happy with it. You just need to get used to the lean, because the lean back, you end up stepping sometimes.
Yeah.
It's hard to, but that just comes with you're used to being here. So when you come back down, you're quite still. When you come back down with a log, your back needs to go with it. So you kind of get this motion for you where you come down and you need to land there. See what I mean? So my back's kind of catching it, and then we can go again like this, and then you'll be less wobbly. But your only limiting factor there is just strength through here, which we can build real easy. And your second rep, you didn't get as good pop.
No.
Your third one, you knew you had to, so you made sure you came through. Every rep is a single, and even though it's going to get a bit hard, just try and think about that position and making sure that you're not feeling like you're going to walk around everywhere, and you're trying to get stable, yeah? 5. Just want 3 more feet. Just 3 more. So last 2. One more. Perfect. Well done. Good. Well, we did 100 for 3 for a start. So I'm thinking that we'll be able to get it to 120 for 3 in about 6 weeks or so, 6-7 weeks. Then chipping away to the goal, which is around the 150, 160 mark. I'm hoping in kind of, I mean, Brits is in April at the moment, so obviously we're trying to get it as good as possible for April, but I think realistically we're looking at more 6 to 8 month time frame to get where we need to be. But I think that increasing his press frequency, knowing how he's trained before, is going to make real quick neural adaptations, which are going to carry over to the log. Now that we've stripped it back so that he doesn't have to think about all the technical stuff, and we can just work on strength, it's going to be a much easier time for him. I think it's going to be more fun to train. Because I understand what it's like when you're trying to learn. Like when I was learning how to snatch when I first started, very frustrating when you're just failing stuff because of position and not strength. So when we've taken away all these things away from him about building, you know, a snappy, a vertical dip and a snappy leg drive, etc. For Fee and for loads of other athletes, it can be really overcomplicated, and you can actually make your log worse than just getting in a really efficient strict press position and just using the. Look how much muscle he's got. He's got so much strength potential in the upper body. We just need to bring it out, which isn't going to take very long to get to a decent level, but to get where he wants, like I say, 6 to 8 months we'll give it. So it's worth noting that if you ever do an incline bench or something for your log, you don't want it to be affecting your performance anyway in terms of like niggles and injuries and stuff, because a lot of times this is an uncomfortable exercise for people. You get a bit of pain in the shoulder and stuff, so it's really handy to do, put a little shoulder saver on from Elite FTS or a little block there or something, or even just don't come all the way down. Remember, a log press starts about here, so we don't really need to build too much strength in this range. So if it's painful to go there, then just don't go there. 5, 6, 7. So you're going to do a heavy set of 10 today, and then drop down for 3 sets of 10. But I want the heavy set of 10 to be, well, RPE 7 it says, so like quite a bit in the tank, because then all we're going to do next week is the same thing a little bit heavier, if that makes sense. Okay, because I don't want you to, the reason why I do that is I don't want you to jump in first time doing it, because your first time doing this for a while, so you don't want to go all out first time, because there's a chance you hurt yourself. So we'll do like an introductory set of 10 today, and then next week, you'll also get a bit of an idea, like if 80's fairly easy, you'll know next week you could do 90 or 500, whatever, yeah? And then once we've got a PB on this, we'll change the exercise to a different pressing exercise, peak that to a PB, change the exercise, peak that to PB. So what we're doing then is we're progressing the strength of your muscle through loads of different planes of motion, all pressing though. Yeah. And then when we go back to this, it might be in 3 rotations time, it will be even stronger than last time. Yeah. We peak it. That's why I say it might take about 6 or so months, because we need time to go through all these rotations and build your pressing strength. The log will be the only one that's like in there consistently. Yeah. But the other pressing variations will just keep rotating around. Okay. And I think that will be the biggest difference to your pressing strength. When's the last? Because when I speak to you, you don't seem to do many like heavy, like benches.
I didn't do any heavy press. I haven't done heavy presses for ages.
Yeah. We need to keep that in as a consistent. You see, because I've got like what I call like markers where, in relation to stuff, certain exercises should be a certain strength. Yeah. And at the moment, your pressing's just all over the shop. And but that's a good thing, because it's fixable. You know what I mean? It sounds bad, but it's fixable. And I think you'll be shocked in 6 months when we're strip logging like 140, 150. Class. Right, so fixing Fee, episode 1. A little bit surprised today because I was looking online at Fee's log, and there are a lot of issues with mobility and restrictions in his hip flexors, this whole panel here, rib cage, serratus anterior and stuff, was not allowing him to get proper extension overhead and in a proper position. But when he came and did the first log press, it looked fine, to be honest with you. So all my plans to fix his position kind of had to go out the window, and we just kind of looked at his log. I already had something in mind to do with Fee, which was basically take him away and strip him away from the push press log, because he's been trying to learn that for like 20 years, and every single person I've seen try and coach in the log just tries to bang the same cues into his head. And obviously he's not picking it up, and he gets frustrated with it. And from speaking to him, he's just not training it very regular, because obviously if you can't do something and the coordination and timing is not there, then there's only so many times you can try it, and only so many people can tell you to do it before it's just time to just, you know, move on and try something else. So the way I like to teach a strict press log is the old Olympic bent press style. So I decided to go that route with Fee instead. So he picked it up really quick. He was able to get a little bit of leg drive into it as well, which was nice. And it looked really comfortable for him. He said it felt really good. So we're going to stick with that for now. Like I kind of said at the start, we're not aiming for a world record log. We're just aiming to get him mid-pack. So can he do that with a bent press? Yeah, definitely. So going forward, the plan is really just to work on and master that technique so that he can get the most out of it, but also just build some general pressing strength. Fee hasn't utilised kind of a peaking structure in his pressing programming before, so this is going to be a massive change, and I think it's going to elicit really quick responses in strength. So I don't think there's too much we need to do complicated to fix this pressing on the log. I think it's just a case of going through some decent training phases, rotate through different pressing exercises, and just get him strong at pressing overall whilst mastering the bent press log in the background. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this is the first in many of a series with Felix. I'd love to fix Felix and get him a big log. He does well in all his competitions and always just seems to drop so many points on the log that he struggles to get those top placings that he deserves. So make sure you subscribe, like the video if you like the video, and remember to come back and hopefully see part 2 when he's here next week.